Ladies and gentlemen, this is an experimental record. It's an experimental for me, and I hope it be experimental for you. There's always been a mystery about the drum. The drum happens to be the father of the percussion section. There are a whole lot of parts to the percussions. First, we go with the basics. First, we take the snare drum. Next, we go to the bass drum. And from the bass drum, we go to the tom-tom. And from the tom-tom, we go to the cymbal. Then we put them all together, and we have some sounds that go, say, it depends on how we're gonna mix the sounds up. Now we can get fancy and lock ourselves up in a dark room. It'll come out something like this. But also, we have a few gadgets that throughout the years have been added to the percussions. Well, in the silent days, silent movies that is, you had to play effects. You had to play for the sound of the lion's roar. You had to play for the horse's hoofs. You had to play also crickets. You had to play baby cries, bird whistles, and so forth. I have a few gadgets here, and you can imagine if there was a fire engine when they had the horses, they always had a siren before the clanging bell, and you'd always get a siren. But the siren that you're most familiar with is when they came out with Black Maria. Black Maria, as everybody knows, was the police wagon. And right after that, you heard the cry, "Stop thief." And when you came home late at night and you was wrong and you was drunk, what did your wife do? She slapped you across the head with a rolling pin. This is commonly known as a slapstick. That's how it got its name, from the rolling pin. So they attached a gadget onto it and they call it the slapstick. There were a lot of things. This is commonly known as a wood block. And you can imagine, to make the horse's hoof, you had or for other effects. Just imagine now. Imagine you're in a nightclub scene, and you always heard this. You could have been in Spain, you know, because they were down there long time ago. Now, whenever you tore your clothes, you know, you see somebody that ripped the trousers on the screen, or something of that humorous nature, you had a thing called a ratchet. And you must learn that he's bending over, he's tearing his clothes, now he's got a good rip. Now, here you go again. They finally found out that there was a state called Texas. So what did they do? They had some cows there. So naturally you had to have a cowbell. You know what I mean? So you had a lead cow. But to bring that down to a better level, we play it like this. Now, forget about the effects. In my hand, I'm holding a pair of sticks, and you can see through the record that these are sticks because of the sound. Now, in my hand, I'm holding mallets, and you can see by the sound. Now, in my hand, I'm holding wire brushes, and you can see that these are wire brushes by the sound, because the wire brushes can use with so many different effects. Because if you want to make a train, you can make it. Or so forth. And then when you want to play in a minor strain, you use the mallets. So much for that. Now back to the sticks. Now let's get along with this thing and try to get all these things together and see, can we start out with a nice little tempo that is not too difficult for anybody to play. I forgot. I'm being accused of something that I don't think I'm guilty of. Before these other innovations came in, there was a thing that's known as a sock cymbal. It goes something like this. I better play my trademark, else nobody would forgive me. Now we add them together. Nice. It is very essential because some of us do not have the same physical features. Some of us don't have the same mental outlook. Some we have natural ability. Some we have to embellish that natural ability, but yet retain our natural selves. So years ago, people got together to try to get a thing called drum rhythmics.